Hello guys, this is Cap Coldblood, back from a very long hiatus. First off, before I even begin, I would like to say to everyone that is viewing this from the Hello Greedo Discord, I will from now on be posting these in the hashtag Share Your Creations channel, as the mods have been kind of reminding me on and off that really I shouldn't be putting these in Patron and VIP chat, no matter how much attention I want them to get. So from now on, if you are interested in continuing to watch my content that I produce, I would recommend you view them in the Share Your Creations chat, as really I shouldn't be posting them in the Patron and Supporters VIP chat. And now on to the actual bread and butter of the video. As many of you who have been following my channel for this these last few weeks know, I was participating in the 30-day Star Wars challenge. Unfortunately, due to family being over for Thanksgiving and increasing workload with college, I was unable to upload with any frequency at all, and I would often do several episodes at a time. So now I'm officially canceling the 30-day Star Wars challenge. I may revisit it at one point, but really I don't have the time to anymore, and I don't think it's... I know many of you are just watching them as they come out, but honestly I should tell you that I'm not going to finish it anytime soon. But really, I'm here to discuss the future of this channel. Really, it's not meant to be anything huge. It is meant to be a hobby. I know other big YouTubers do it for money. They do it for a career. I already have my career planned out. I already know what I'm going to do with my life. So really, this is just going to be something I've wanted to do for a few years, probably as a hobby. I won't really be uploading with any regularity, although in the next few weeks after this video is produced, you should expect at least a small amount of content almost on a daily basis. Really, I have a few plans for this. 3 of them focus around gaming, and another is just general. So I'll cover the more general topic first. There will be 4 kind of series. I'll eventually compile them into playlists once each have gotten quite amount of videos tied to the names that I'll be posting on YouTube. But really, the first one will be Let's Talk About, and then it will be whatever we're going to really discuss. This will be any new movies that I've seen, any new developments that have been made. I will try to keep them away from more rant-style videos that some YouTubers get lots of views off of, such as the controversy with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I won't be covering things like that, and if I do, it'll simply be an informative video, really not any opinion in it at all, really just to inform those of you who will not be able to hear like over the yelling, or really just want to know what's going on from a more unbiased perspective. I will be loading it with as much information as I can, or it's just really general discussion. For example, I saw Murder on the Orient Express. That'll likely be a discussion in Let's Talk About. So that would be my Let's Talk About series that I'd upload with a bit of infrequency, but you know, on occasion, especially around this great time of year when all these amazing movies are coming out. Thor Ragnarok, Murder on Orient Express, and then, of course, in the coming months, Incredibles 2, Infinity War, and, of course, The Last Jedi. And then maybe even the Han Solo film in May. But back to the other 3 things that I talked about, the 3 main series that I'd be focusing on with this channel. The first one would be First Impressions. When I get a new video game, my expectations are totally based on the previous work of the company or the game itself. For example, my previous expectations for Battlefront 2 were based off of Battlefront 2015's performance. So, generally, I enjoy Battlefront 2 as a game. You know, the whole game itself is enjoyable. Battlefront 2015 has its own enjoyable quirks to it, but Battlefront 2 is an improvement. That would be my first few hours when I sit down and play the game, my very first impressions of the game. That's why the segment will be called First Impressions. I really want it to be the absolute, brutal, honest truth about what I think about the game. For example, Middle-earth Shadow of War. I'm trying it out after playing Shadow of Mordor for about a year and a half and beating it several times. First impressions, I was not a fan, but now that I've put significantly more hours into it, I'm starting to like it a lot more, which would lead into my second phase, my second set of videos. My cascade from First Impressions would be my thoughts on, and that would be the My Thoughts On series. For example, right now in Shadow of War, I'm about I just started Act 2, if you know what I'm talking about. Once I get decently into something, I would really start to get into all of the stuff I'm excited about, my expectations for where the game is going, my excitement or subsequent disappointment at how a game or film progressed, a book I'm reading, a story, something that I might be interested in bringing to you. Mainly it would be Star Wars content, but other more popular gaming content as well. So that would be also part of the channel. And then really the last section that I would probably want to do as a series would be probably named in-depth review. Now this would be something only reserved for games that I thoroughly know. For example, I brought this up to Greedo about a Return of the Retro game series he does. He looks at old Star Wars games and talks about them. His latest is on Yoda Stories. You can go check that out on his channel. But really, in-depth review, I may change the name of that later, would be for things that I know inside and out, such as the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith video game released for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. That was a big part of my childhood. I got it when I was 9 years old, and I have still played it to this day. I finished playing it about 6 months ago, a whole brand new campaign start to finish. So an in-depth review would be something that I love. Anything from Revenge of the Sith to Spider-Man 2, moving on from less childhood memories to more modern memories, such as Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars Empire at War, even Battlefront 2 2017. If I get to that point, but right now I still haven't played enough of the game to really have an in-depth review because I don't understand it. I haven't unlocked everything. Really, in-depth review would only be reserved for those games where I know enough about it to be extremely confident in giving you all the information I can. And if I give you an in-depth review, that will be the only review where I will tell you whether or not I think you should get this, and I will give you the available platforms on which it can be purchased, such as Star Wars Empire at War can be purchased off of Steam generically for $20. Any sales that may pop up will apply. I would highly recommend getting Star Wars Empire at War. I would only recommend buying Star Wars Empire at War if it was in an in-depth review video, so I won't be endorsing a product in the first impression stage or the my thoughts on stage. It would only be in the in-depth review section, just to explain fully what I plan to do with that. But like I've said several times in the video, this would be with relative infrequency, and I wouldn't be holding myself to a schedule as my college keeps me rather on my toes. I'm absolutely swamped with work for the next week and a half, as many of you in high school may be encountering finals for the fall semester, and many of you in college are currently encountering finals for this semester as well. I too am getting swamped with work, so I can't guarantee any regularity with this, but I will try to work out some time really to do this. And the main problem with me uploading these videos that I must warn you about is doing it at my leisure. I prefer to do this when I want to do this, not really on any particular schedule, because if I schedule this, it feels like a chore. So really, it's how Greedo does his live streams, kind of. It's kind of in that same direction. I'm not copying from him. It's just he and I share that. I don't schedule anything. I work out my day in my head, but I don't schedule anything, so I can't guarantee that any of these will be uploaded with any frequency, but really, I just have to tell you, that's where I feel this channel is going. Like I said, I'm sorry if you were enjoying the 30-day Star Wars Challenge. I've completely dropped it because it's way too late. It is currently the 28th of November. I have no chance of catching up unless I sit down here for 2 hours and constantly record. I have absolutely no way to make up for it. So really, I am canceling that series, and I'm thinking about starting those 4 series, which I've already talked about. So thank you very much for checking out this video. I know this channel isn't really supposed to go anywhere. It's more of a hobby of mine, but since a couple of you I know have enjoyed it, at least 1 or 2 of you, I thought it'd be prudent to inform you what I plan to do, and possibly to offer, aside from, you know, just entertainment value, which I hope this offers some, really a more on your level guys' experience with things such as Shadow of War. A lot of people can give strange reviews. IGN can give good reviews, accurate reviews, but they seem like they're corporate. Angry Joe and other reviewers can really seem a bit detached, or they can seem a bit overly critical. My perspective would be from the viewpoint of a fan. I am someone who likes something unless it is absolutely terrible. Really, to take Battlefront 2015 into question, Battlefront 2015, once the DLC was there, it was good. I hated having to pay extra for it, but once the DLC was there and all the content was added, finally, it was a good game. But I still enjoyed it despite its lack of content throughout the years. I'm always an optimist. I will find the best in things and I will enjoy it. And usually, and I should be pretty glad for that. I mean, I played Empire at War for 10 minutes, and then I put it down as a stupid game. I played Halo 2 for 10 minutes, and I hated the graphics because they were so dated. And then I put it down for a week, and then finally got back into it. I mean, I didn't like Shadow of War, which is turning out to be an amazing game, after playing Shadow of Mordor for so long. So I like to, I'm thankful that I am such an optimist that I will go back and try things, because really, it doesn't fit the bill to just give up on something. But all of that to say, I will give you the best that I can in terms of reviewing a game. None of it will be scripted. I will keep a couple of key points to myself, things I want to remind myself to talk about. But really, all of this will be completely unscripted. All of it will be without context or pictures or documents, anything. It'll be up to date as best as I can. And really, it'll be honest. It won't be biased as far as I can help it, unless it is reviewing a game that I view very highly as one you should buy. But essentially, guys, thank you for listening to this video. I know it's rather long just to listen to some guy ramble for about 11 and a half minutes, but I thank you very much for paying attention and really clicking on this video and thinking enough of my channel to care about it. It really does mean a lot to me. So I thank you very much for your time, and hopefully I'll see you later with a whole slew of new content. Until then, have a nice day, guys.